What was bound to happen? Uh, AI is advancing at a rapid rate. I don't know if you saw some of the videos going around from this latest version 3 of the video generator. It's almost difficult to discern the difference. By this time next year or the following year, these AI videos will be indistinguishable. There will be more popular AI content creators than I am. There will be AI content creators with 10 million subs probably by this time next year, or by maybe this time in 2 years, 3 years. And what's funny is, the website where you pay depraved women to deprave themselves, and the OF website, Only Fools, I think is what Joker calls it, I think. This site is doomed, and the owner just admitted it. And the thing is, it's pretty hilarious. He's desperately trying to sell it right now because he knows what I know, and that is all of these whores are going to be replaced by AI probably by the end of next year, maybe sooner. Before we get into that, a super quick word from this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Private Internet Access. Shout out to this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, if you aren't using a VPN yet, you're completely missing out, and Private Internet Access is the one I use on all of my devices. If you've been following the news, you see that censorship, websites, apps are getting shut down in certain countries, all sorts of craziness. Well, a VPN helps you never have to worry about that. Private Internet Access also protects you from the prying eyes of hackers, internet service providers, and others that can view your personal data. Perhaps also just as importantly, Private Internet Access allows you to access region-restricted content from all over the world. Streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and more have different library options based on where you're located, and some shows simply cannot be accessed if you're not in the target location. Happens to me all the time. Many sports events also have regional blackouts. Well, VPNs can be a convenient way to make sure you're getting the content that you're paying for. Private Internet Access also allows you to protect an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time, so your entire household with a single subscription. And I've been working with Private Internet Access so long that I have an absolutely massive discount available to my viewers. Link in the description below. Get Private Internet Access today using my link. Save huge, protect your computers, access all the content that you've been paying for, and ensure that your internet is never censored. Phoenix International is reportedly trying to sell $8 billion, get $8 billion for their OF website. OF's parent company, Phoenix International, is in talks to sell the garbage website built for creators. You're not really creating anything when you're taking off your clothes, to a US based investor group at a potential valuation of around $8 billion, according to Reuters, citing 3 sources familiar with the matter. Now, here's the thing about AI taking over these whores' jobs. This particular website could still exist. Like, they could just have AI models. Some of the top people on OF are already AI, some people are saying, and I don't doubt that. I think that the website itself probably still has value because it's a difficult thing to build up, take credit card payments and all this stuff when your product is what their product is. But what I'm guessing is whoever is going to buy this is just going to start replacing all the talent with AI, because you don't have to split the revenue. The whores, they don't get paid when they're AI. They are just slaves for gooning. Sources said that the group is led by Forest Road Company, an LA-based investment firm. They noted that Forest Road executives explored taking OF public via SPAC back in 2022. Here's more from Reuters. The London-based company has drawn interest from several suitors in recent months. Talks have been held since at least March, the people said. The 3 sources said a deal could be reached in the next week or 2. The sources also cautioned that there's no certainty the deal will be struck. So within the next 2 weeks, this site could be sold off. And I'm telling you, this will happen they will replace all these whores. British filings showed that Redvinsky had paid himself at least $1 billion in dividends since buying OF in 2018. OF surged in popularity during the lockdowns by allowing losers to monetize their subscribers. Reported $6.6 billion in revenue in a single year, 2023. They went from $375 million in 2020 to nearly $7 billion during the lockdowns. Redvinsky's company takes about a 20% cut of all creators' earnings. Reuters noted these type of videos make OF untouchable for many big banks and investors because of due diligence might find content that is illegal. That's the problem. You know, that's why you buy it when it's already baked in. You buy it already baked in because, you know, they have already been vetted. They have already went, you know, they've already handled all this stuff. So he's quietly looking to cash out, but booming smut site is struggling to find a buyer. That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you buy this website when you could just create your own full of AI slaves? You know, this says a U.S. citizen who has a child immigrated to Chicago from Odessa, Ukraine. Redvinsky studied economics at Northwestern. Now he lives in a Miami penthouse with his wife. According to a source, he raked in an eye-popping $472 million in dividends from OF during last year alone. Or no, that was in 2023. That's nearly $485 million in profits generated in a year alone, which is said to have, the company only has 40 employees. From 2021 to 2023, total payouts are over $1 billion, but this guy wants out. I know why he wants out. Because they know that this business is going to collapse. OF is a revolutionary platform, which continues to lead the creator economy. What's revolutionary about selling b-hole pictures? There's literally nothing revolutionary about that. By the way, there's a lot of websites that sold this for a lot of years. I mean, quite frankly, they are no different than the truck stop side, roadside stores where you would buy this. If there's nothing revolutionary about selling degeneracy. Despite their massive profits, the filth factor in this business generally limits the price tags to a relatively modest 3 to 5 times their EBITDA. It's earnings. I used to know what EBITDA stood for. It's earnings plus earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Yeah. A closely watched investing metric, a source familiar with the space says, that would peg OF between $1.46 and $2.42 billion, a stiff premium in this sector that makes it tricky to find a deep-pocketed buyer, insider said. You're looking to find billionaires. You're trying to sell it not as a garbage smut company, but as a platform like X that allows this type of content. But I think most people right now only view OF as a garbage website for garbage people. Other private equity firms are simply not interested in the hub because the hub is also for sale, apparently. Because most raise money from state pensions and other investors are not allowed to invest in these type of companies, and media businesses did not want the taint of that business. Again, Visa, MasterCard back in 2021 and 2022 cut off payments to the hub due to claims of illegal content. It also then shut down the premium program and turned to ads for its website. Absolutely massive risks associated. Nobody wants to buy it. It was definitely as big as it had ever been. Now, I don't know. There are other sites that compete. One's called like Fanside or something like that. I think that's the same sort of thing as OF. But I really think the whore economy is really, really bottoming out. The whore economy has completely bottomed out. I just think, they're always going to exist, but I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up with AI. They just don't. They're not going to be able to keep with AI. For 20% of what is, let's say, 6 billion, right? That's $1.2 billion. Do you know how many AI whores they could create, monetize, and manage? And think of how this is going to work. You're going to have your own personal AI whore, and she or he is going to scrape your social media, and you're going to tell them all the stuff you like. So your AI whore is going to be into the same music you're into. They're going to recommend bands that you like. I've been saying this for years. Like, AI is going to destroy the whore industry. Between the dolls and the AI personalities, it's just, this is the beginning of the end. And I just think that, like, ultimately we're gonna see a huge shift in this space, and that's why he sees it too. That's why he's trying to sell it. No one wants to buy what he's selling because they know that's all going to be replaced by AI. These women are going to have to go get real jobs at some point, or they're going to have to learn AI and start utilizing it in their own content. That's ultimately the only way that they're going to be able to get around this. So I'm happy for this site to be destroyed. I'm happy for all these women to lose their money to computers. I think it's great. And I'll be curious what everyone else has to say about this one.